Hello, Flosstube. I'm back with another episode of Flosstube. If you are new to my channel, you will find both paper crafting and cross stitch on this channel. So if it's Flosstube, it's cross stitch. If it says Facebook Live or something like that, then it's my paper crafting and card making. So welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. I've got my notes over here, so I may refer to those every once in a while. This is Flosstube number 47, and it's going to be a recap of all the stitching I did in July. I went to an event at Silver Needle in Tulsa, had a blast. So I've got some haul from that to show and some new starts because of the designers that were there and what they gave us. And I have one finished, not fully finished, just finished stitching and some new starts, and then we'll talk about plans. So I'm trying to get this in before my husband gets home from work. If not, then I will come back at another time, but it will be like no change at all for you. So let's do the finish first. This is from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and this is the March. I don't really even need to show you that. I did change one color on this. Let's see what the fabric is. I have a whole bunch of them in here, so maybe I can find one with the name on it. It is Platinum from Witchelt. I have fabric for all of them now because I am going to do them all at some point. And I haven't ironed anything, but this is March, all done. So the color that I changed was, I think it was the light one. So it calls for Eve's Leaves, 4-leaf clover, and English ivy. And English ivy is the dark one. But there wasn't very much difference between the Eve's Leaves and the 4-leaf clover with my dye lots. So I substituted Wasabi for Eve's Leaves because I wanted to be sure and see 3 distinct shades of green. So that's my one finish. I'm hoping to finish them all in a way that I can just swap them out every month when I get them all done. Sorry, I'm putting things back as I'm done so I don't lose anything. All right, so that was my only finish. And I did a total of 863 stitches on that one. My next whip, and I didn't get much time to put in on this one. I really want to spend some more time. I'm hoping this month I will get to. But this is the Greenhouse of Oddities by Lola Crow. And so I don't even have all of my greenhouse done, but I was working kind of over here getting some of the dirt in. And we just received today the 9th planting, which is you get to choose between 2 scientists, and they're sitting over here. And then the rest of this is close to being done, I think. I don't remember how many more we have, but I'm really far behind, but I just love it, and I wish I had more time to spend on it. I only did 86 stitches on it this month. It was probably finishing a prompt or something for one of my Facebook groups, I would guess. But I'll put a picture in of what the whole thing will look like as we know it now. All right, so that was Greenhouse of Oddities. The next one I worked on, I don't know where I put it. I thought I put it away with my summer ones. It's not there. It's not in where all my whips are that I'm currently working on. It was Firework Lane. If I find it later, I'll put a picture in, but I just worked on it 4th of July just because I wanted to do something patriotic. All right, my Heaven and Earth that I worked on this last month was the Grand Library, and I'll put a picture in of what it's going to look like when it's done, and also what it looked like at the beginning of the month. And I did a total of 1,115 stitches. This is on a 28 count. Sorry, it's got hanging threads. 28 count, easy guide, 1/1 full cross. So I've been working my way across here. And I think pretty soon I'll start just going back and working my way across again. I'm not going to go all the way across the whole project. But it was fun to get some of these blues and purples in now. But it's really pretty. It's a many year project, but when it's done, it will be absolutely beautiful. All right, get all my little threads gathered back up in there. All right, and the next one is Open Your Heart. Excuse me. This is one I usually take in the car with me. It's a really easy one to work on in the car. I'll put a picture in of what the whole thing will look like. I also obviously left a string hanging on it. Oh, because I think I was filling in some more. This is, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, is one I'm going to do for my son, or I'm working on for my son and his fiance. They moved to Colorado last summer, and so it just seemed appropriate to give to them. So this is where I am now. So I just have, and this is where I've been working, is up here. I just have that one corner left. So it's getting close. And I started this before I had Pattern Keeper, so I just printed it out, so I can't tell you how many stitches, and I didn't write that down on my Heaven and Earth ones either, how many stitches I have left or what percentage I am. Where is it? Oh, here it is. No? Yes. I couldn't find its bag for a minute. All right. And then this is On the Beach. That was Stitchrovia, and it's on, forgot what it's on, 32 count Vintage Smoky White by Zweigart. Trying to remember to tell you, but I don't always. This is On the Beach. It's also by Stitchrovia. I'll put in a picture of what it's going to look like and what it looked like last time. This is on Picture This Plus Fog, 32 count. And I did 1,587 stitches on this one. It's so bright and colorful. I forgot to tell you, on the Open Your Heart, I did 1,662. So this is in one of my groups, you choose a focus and you do 1,000 stitches on it every month. This has been my focus for summer. So for June, July, and August. And then I'll switch over in September to a different focus. All right, next is North Pole. This is one I'm doing as a stitch along with some of my friends. We stitch at lunch every day at work. We all work together. I'm just getting the pattern out so I can show you. You've probably seen this. This stitch along started June 1st. And there's what the whole thing will look like. I am behind. So I did get the June part done in June, which is up here. Let me just take off this one. If you snap and you can see it. This one's very stiff. Goodness. All right, maybe I won't take it off. There we go. So here's where I am. So each row or line is a month. So this was June, and I'm working on July with the train. So I have to finish that engine, and then there are some snowflakes above it, and then that will be July. And then the next one is snowmen and trees. That will be for August. And I don't know exactly how many stitches I do on this because I don't necessarily count them at lunch. If I can use it for a prompt, I will, but otherwise I don't keep track of that. What I had counted was 711, but it probably was more than that. All right, those were all my whips. Put that back in there. And I had some new starts. So the first one is Tapestry by Ink Circles. This is just beautiful, and I don't think this picture probably does it justice. The colors in this are so pretty. Let me just pull out, well, they're all in bags, so you can't see them very well. But this is what I have started. I only did 365 stitches on this. And this is on 32 count parchment by Weeks Dye Works. Yeah, even that you can't see the colors very well. They just kind of get washed out. They're very vibrant colors. Just beautiful. So I just got a little bit of a start on that. So one of the groups that I'm in, Whip Warriors, you're supposed to not start anything, well, depending on the group that you're in. And I was in the 23 and 23. And so I wasn't supposed to start anything new unless I finished something. So I finished the March Quaker, I could start something. Well, then I was getting ready to go to the retreat or to the event in Tulsa at Silver Needle, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have stuff that they give me to do. So I asked if I could switch to the stitch what you want when you want, and they said, yeah, that's fine. So that's what I did. So now I could start whatever I want whenever I want. I am trying to get some things done, but so this is a pattern I got off of Etsy. Let's see, it's by Vlada X Stitch, and it didn't really have a name, so I just call it Butterfly. But I'll have to put a picture in of what the final design will look like. And this is on 32 count slate by Fiber on a Whim. And I think this is the first time I've stitched on Fiber on a Whim. But that's how much I have done. And I did 211. That doesn't sound right, but that's what I have written down. Maybe I didn't count everything I did at the retreat. I was having too much fun visiting and seeing new things, and so I might not have kept track of all my stitches. I know I didn't keep up with my Facebook groups like I normally would. All right, that's another new start. Stuff everywhere. And then the last new starts are from the event. So the two designers were there, were Summer House Stitch Works and Drawn Thread. And so, let's see. So for Summer House Stitch Works, let me just, I think if I just show you this. Her name is Beth, and this is what we got from her. And then they had a bonus that matched it that you could purchase there that I believe will be just exclusive to Silver Needle. I don't remember for sure, but I think so. And then she threw in an extra little, this doesn't go with it, but just an extra pattern for us. And I did start, and then all of the, I don't think you can see any, all of the finishing and some beeswax and all the threads that we need. So everything we need to finish that drum and the pillow. And I started on the pillow. And I don't remember what this fabric is. So this is how far I got on the pillow. I just got it started. So the little bird, and then part of the, he's kind of got a, I don't know, he's sitting on some white branches, and then there's a round motif around him. And then we should have enough, especially out of this big piece for the drum, to do this little piece right here. We just can pick any motif that we want, put it in there, and then we have the felt to make this. This is to put our beeswax in. So that was what we got from Beth with Summer House Stitch Works. And then from Drawn Thread, I don't know where my, so I did finish the little one from Drawn Thread, but I don't know if I'll be able to find it to show you. Oh yeah, I couldn't figure out what this was, so this is in our package. That's wool to stuff it with. It's just been vacuum packed so that it was easier to travel with it. I couldn't figure out what it was. All right. I don't know if my little one is in here. So we had a little, oh, it is, good. And I can't show you, there's not a picture, but everybody got this. So this is from Cynthia with Drawn Thread. Everybody got a skein of silk, and you could trade to get a color you like. So I traded and got this beautiful blue blend. So it's got some dark and turquoise blue in there. And then this will be a scissor fob. So it's like a Celtic knot. It's very crooked. But you fold it all up and it will be a scissor fob. So that's why the dates and the initials look like they don't line up. But we just, if we had one, like mine is very variegated, you just wanted to be sure you followed the way the ribbon would go so that your variegation would look nice. So I did get that one finished. I guess that's another finish. And then for the big project from her, she kind of gave it to us in two designs. It's pretty much the same design, but she did have it done both ways. So it's called A Stitcher's Garden. So it's got some fun floss, it's got scissors. And I always have them sign them when I go to these events. But she also had it done as a tote. So it's kind of like a part of the pattern. She kind of took some of it out and made a tote. And she had it made up like this. It was really cute. So I did start the big one, not the tote, but the big sampler. And that's what I got done on it. And yeah, I don't have any stitch count on this. But it's really cute. So that is all my new starts and my whips. Let me tell you my plans. Let me put this back in here, at least in some sense. Keep it together. All right, so my plans for next month, I'm continuing on, hopefully, unless there's a prompt that makes me go off track, with having a Mira, a Heaven and Earth. I spin a wheel for a miscellaneous. I have some stitch alongs, and I have my seasonal. So for my seasonal, I'm going to continue working on the beach that you saw. My stitch alongs are the Welcome to the North Pole and the Greenhouse of Oddities. And then for my Mira, it's Fairy Autumn Glow, which I was supposed to work on in July, and it just never happened. Too many other things. That's what she'll look like. And here's where I am now. Beautiful colors. And of course, she's got beads. I don't remember if she has any Krynic. Nope, just beads. But she'll be blingy enough with the beads. And then for my miscellaneous spin, it's Bord de Mer. I don't know how to say that really, but by Madame Lefay. Sorry, I didn't want to take all of these out. It's hard to get them without a glare. And this is where I am on this one. So I have been working across the top, but I'll probably jump down and do something more fun the next time I pick it up. The lantern is all done. He may have some back stitching, but so that will be for my miscellaneous. That was my miscellaneous spin, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you this now if it's right here. I think. Nope. Yep. So one of my purchases at the Silver Needle was this one. Also by Madame Lefay, but I thought it would be a great companion piece for this Bord de Mer. So I don't know when either one of them will get done, but. And then my Heaven and Earth for August will be Riverwalk Charm. And because it's already in August, and I'll put a picture in of what it will look like. I've already worked on it some, but this is where I am with it. So I went across as far as I'm going to, and now I'm coming back and starting the next. So I work in the Royal Rose method. I started diagonal, as you can tell, and now I'm converting it over to Royal Rose. So another one that's going to be beautiful when it's done someday. All right, all that's left is haul, which I have quite a bit because it's been a month and I went to the Silver Needle in Tulsa and that's just too fun. So we'll see if we can get through this before my husband gets home. I need to be starting dinner. Ooh, he'll be close. All right, so this actually came from 123 Stitch, I think. I purchased some, I'll have to show them next time, from Silver Needle, but in my guest bathroom, I'm kind of making it beach themed, so that's why I got that, and that's where the Madame Lefay will go. This is an Erin Elizabeth farm tier. So this one and this one, this is Hello from Liz Matthews, Parade of Elephants. I want to do these to put up in the room where our grandkids are going to stay when they come, when they spend the night. They live here in town, but, sorry, I should take this out. So I got some fabric, and it's the first piece of fabric I've gotten. She is a Flosstuber. Those Missing Stitches, that's the name of her Flosstube. And she has started dyeing fabric. And so I bought a piece of her fabric. This is Exceptional Eleanor. It's just a really nice neutral, but it's very rich. Very nicely modeled. It's not too bad on the camera, but it's really pretty. So I wanted to try one of her pieces of fabric. And then the new between Hands On Design and Summer House Stitchworks collaboration. This is this summer between friends. And then I like to find, when I go to Silver Needle, they carry a lot of the like French or Italian. So this is from Collection Tra La La. I have no idea what it says, but they're really cute Christmas patterns. And then from Madame Chantilly, 4th July in a jar. Oops. I just thought it was so cute with those poppies coming out the top. Oh, there's my husband. We'll have to pause for a minute. All right, and this is another Madame Chantilly Sweet Christmas. We'll finish up real quick and then I'll have to go fix dinner. And then I had done, if you remember, by Mojo Stitches, I did a Australian Quaker, I think it was called. This is Falling Leaves, and I just thought it was so pretty. So by Mojo Stitches also. And then I hadn't seen this one by the Blue Flower, Winter Blooms. And I've looked and I haven't seen any other blooms, like a summer or spring or fall. So I'm hoping that she will come back out with some more. And then while we were there at the Silver Needle, Cynthia from Drawn Thread, sorry, I have to get a drink, had brought her newest pattern, Pink Tulips sampler. So of course I had to get it. So pretty. And then we met a new friend. We made a new friend. So there were 5 of us at our table that knew each other from before. My friend Michelle from Canada had come down and I hadn't seen her in like 4 years. So that was a blast. And then 3 other friends of ours were there, but we had 1 spot left. And so a lady came over and asked if she could sit with us, and we're like, sure. And her name was Susan, and she's from Texas. And she was so sweet. She bought a bunch of raffle tickets. And so she gave each of us some. She says, more fun if the whole table is, has something to look at. So we all looked at those. Well, she won one of the raffle prizes, and it was like $250 off of the sale table. And so she went over there and started looking, and a couple of us were over there, and she's like, oh, come find something. There's no way I'm going to be able to use all of this. Well, she went and got one. They had a bunch of these called Flosstube Friends, and none of the rest of them do Flosstube. So we'll put something else on the bottom. But there were 6 ladies And so she got one of these for each of us off the sale table. And so we each picked out which one we want to do, and we're going to stitch them up and put the names under them. And we're supposed to be sharing progress. Now, I haven't done anything. I was at my LNS today, and one of the ladies at the table that I know that lives here, the other Michelle, she was buying fabric. And she's like, she and her friend Kathy were like, well, if we buy fabric and have the floss and have it all there together, does that count as starting? So we laughed. We said, yeah, sure, that's fun. So I'll have to get that out. All right, and then, there it is. I just bought some, well, I did get a few of the patterns too, but I purchased, let me show you these first. From Summer House Stitch Works, these seasonal ones. So at Silver Needle, they had the Autumn Provides and the Summer Refreshes. And these are just using 3 colors of DMC. So I think they would be quick stitch, and I think they would also be good if I had to get a bunch of stitches in for one of the prompts on my some of my Facebook groups. And this is Spring Awakens. So I picked this one up today at my LNS. And Winter Cometh. And then I picked up the fabric for them, which is, whoops, not that. That's for something else. I picked up some Heroic too for a couple of patterns that I had. But this is 32 count toasted almond by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. And then these are some of the DMCs. These were the ones I didn't have. So I got 4 pieces, so I'll do them all on the same. It calls for parchment, I think, colonial parchment. They didn't have colonial parchment, but she said the toasted almond was similar. And for some reason, the Winter Cometh calls for light exemplar from Lakeside Linens, but she said she doesn't think she can even get that anymore. So we decided to do them all on the same fabric, and we'll do that toasted almond. And then this is one I saw, and I've probably seen several people do it, by the Blue Flower, it's Acorns. I'm starting to get in the mood to do some fall stitching. So I went ahead, they did not have, it calls for Picture This Plus Highland. And Anne at my LNS said she didn't think they even made that anymore. So I got Picture This Plus Bramble. And then this is what the word acorn is. And that was the one we were most worried about, whether it would work, and it will look nice on there. And then I'll look at the others to see, because I may have some of those already. But since this was going to be the words, I wanted to be sure I had a full skein for that. All right, we made it. I think that's it. All right, I'll have to go fix dinner, and then I'll put all this mess away and edit this and try and get it uploaded for you. All right, thank you for joining me. I will probably stay on this monthly schedule for now. We'll see. So I will see you after the end of August. Bye.